For the longest time now, Jun has been missing in action. According to Tekken series producer Kazuhiro Harada, Jun is very much alive. The question that's been on everyone's mind is, where is she? As a fan of Jun, I always had my fingers crossed that she would one day return. However, with the release of Tekken 7, my dreams have been permanently shattered. I have reason to believe that she will never return and have been silently retconned from the series. Despite this, I think it would be fun to discuss when exactly would have been a great time for her to return. So, without further ado, let's get started. Jun Kazama was introduced in Tekken 2. Upon her introduction, she made her debut as a wildlife protection officer in search of Kazuya. What began as a task to arrest Kazuya for smuggling animals became a quest to save him from the demonic power residing within him. During their time together, she was not only successful in suppressing the entity, but she also fell in love. As a result, she became pregnant shortly after Kazuya's death. Prior to the events of Tekken 3, she raised her son in the seclusion of the forest. One day, Jun sensed a great evil approaching. Before disaster struck, she warned her son to flee to his grandfather if anything were to happen to her. Just as she prophesied, an ungodly entity attacked their residence. In the aftermath of a gruesome battle, the only remains were that of a burning house, destroyed area, and an unconscious Jin. Jun was nowhere to be found. At this point, Jin ventured out in search of his grandfather. Having learned the Mishima style of karate, Jin prepared to enter the King of Iron Fist tournament in order to avenge his mother's presumed death. Not long after, Jin defeated Ogre in an impressive show of strength and resilience. It was here that the Tekken Force charged in and opened fire. The last shot was delivered by his own grandfather, a dead shot to the head. Just as Heihachi turned away, believing the job was done, Jin transformed and escaped into the night. During the events of Tekken 4, Jin escaped into isolation. Through hard work and vigor, he abandoned the Mishima style of karate and adopted a traditional style. At the same time, Kazuya returned from the brink of death. At this point in the series, the Mishima feud had just expanded to allow the three main characters to duke it out for the first time. There was even a reference to Jun in the story, allowing her to be the sole reason of Jin's mercy upon Heihachi's life. With that being said, I don't believe that Tekken 4 would have been an appropriate title for her return. In Tekken 5, Jin struggled to suppress his devil gene. Entire woodland areas were destroyed by his ungodly wrath. Knowing fully well of his potential to cause great harm, he ventured off to find a solution. Meanwhile, Kazuya fled from the scene of Heihachi's presumed death at the hands of an explosion meant for the both of them. Knowing the identity of his attackers, he ultimately murdered them in cold blood and conquered G Corporation for his own. Sometime later, Jinpachi Mishima claimed ownership of the Mishima Zaibatsu and announced the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. To which Jin wins and becomes the new CEO of the company. At this point in the story, Jun would have been relegated to the side plot as Jin would have won the tournament regardless and sought to free himself of the devil gene plaguing him. Kazuya and Heihachi played a minor role in the main plot beyond the introduction. With that being said, Jun would have not been fully utilized as an important character to the plot. Tekken 6 had the most story-heavy narrative in the series. Jin waged a war on the entire world, killing thousands for the sake of awakening a beast to take his life. At the same time, Kazuya stood against Jin, as he was unable to accept allowing his son to take over the world. As a result, the public viewed Kazuya and G Corporation as a savior for opposing them. If that doesn't spell disaster, I don't know what does. Jun would have played a massive role in this game's narrative. For one, she could have very well relieved Jin of his struggle with her presence alone, as she was capable of suppressing the devil entity. She would have also been the only character capable of talking Jin out of ruining people's lives and sacrificing his own. Additionally, she could have helped with Lars's endeavors. If she desired to stay within the shadows, she could have passed along valuable insight about Jin and his condition, as well as a wish that could have driven the team forward and motivated them even more to stop his tyranny. If at any point did the series truly need Jun, it was during Tekken 6. If you made it all this way, thank you for watching the video. If you liked or disliked what you saw, rate it below and leave me some feedback in the comments. If you like the content on the channel, Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to be notified of new videos. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great day.